Look,
Listen.
it's Taylor. He's here.
Hi.
And Michael. It's all of us here on this episode of Look, Listen, Cast, where we discuss Pokemon and other things.
Every single 2/3 of us is here.
Yeah, there's no geespeep. She's sometimes here. I was going to say normally. Is it normally? I don't know. You do the math. You tell me.
Got to be like 80% attendance rate or something.
80%?
We need to make her start bringing an excuse.
We don't want to get into percentages. Remember the trash can?
Oh, yeah.
All right, real quick story before Geese's Geese of the Week peeping out on Geese. Here's the thing. Taylor has a trash can. He owns it. It's his, right? He's the one that uses it. I would say once a blue moon, less than 10%. Less than 10% of any trash in there at any given point was mine. I put like a little bit of trash in there. So I said, all right, perfect. I'll be so generous as to take the trash out 15% of the time if my trash is only 10% of it.
Oh, this.
But the problem is, if you only take the trash out 15% of the time, it doesn't really feel like you ever take out the trash. So I just stopped putting trash in the Taylor's trash can. So it all works out.
But now I don't care because I take trash out all the time for all sorts of people.
He loves taking out the trash. Anyway,
so much trash.
Guys, try not to deal with percentages. It's only going to lead to tears. Okay. Guys, what do we... Look.
Listen.
We've got a Pokemon episode to discuss today. It's not a Poketoon. It's not a big Pokemon Day special. We're back to Horizons. Maybe you like that. Maybe this is a big disappointment to you. I don't know. We're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah. Probably. Every time you say Horizons, my brain goes Zero Dawn, even though I'm not the biggest fan of that series.
And I think there's a lot of things called Horizons, right?
Log Horizon, Event Horizon.
That's all
which
of them.
You saw.
I did? Oh, yeah.
The theater. The Chinese theater.
Wow. Growmans. Mans. TCL. Guys, geespeep, this is what's going on with her. She's sick. Her whole family's sick. She's in Florida. She's dying or something. She's got fever, coughing,
wheezing,
Ekans. You know, the whole drill, guys. So
yeah, she's overheated. She's feeling a bit Galarian.
Yeah. The jokes never stop on this Tuesday. I mean, what is this? Yeah, it's a Tuesday. We love Tuesday. We love recording on
Tuesdays.
We love recording on Tuesdays. We love uploading on Fridays. It's Taco Bell Tuesday. Get your $1 burrito supreme. It's far too late for you to do it now. Taylor, I think it's time to move on to watching, playing, eating of the week. This week in our podcast about Pokemon and other things. Taylor and I have played a video game by the name of Split Fiction. That's right. From Hazelight Studios, Joseph Ferris himself, the man that brought you Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, the man that brought you A Way Out, and It Takes Two. Taylor, how do you like so far Split Fiction?
We finished, what would you say? That's like the 20% mark, is my guess.
I can't trust the hour count because the first 3 hours of me playing were just on the customer service line with EA trying to get the online to work, Taylor.
Yeah. Get in the game. Later.
So I don't know how far we are. I mean, I made a terrible mistake. You can choose between two girls in it. You can be fantasy writer or sci-fi writer. Taylor got 6 sci-fi writers, so he gets Katana Blade and he gets to be Giant Magic Monkey. And I just get Grapple and Little Fairy. So
the fun part about this game is when I saw them, I thought, these are 2 characters I can get behind. I can't wait to play as either of them. Within 10 seconds of each of them talking, I said, I can't wait to play the other one. And then there were just no more characters left to play, and I hate everybody.
Nah, but the gameplay is fun. We've had fun moments, remember?
Oh, yeah. Some of the perspectives where you're kind of shifting... I don't want to give too much away, but like gravity shifting, can I say that?
You get the camera, it's all different places. It looks cool, it looks sick. It's a sci-fi world. You'll love it.
Some parts look very, very cool. Some of the gameplay overstays its welcome a little bit, but I can see how it's fun. I'm excited to see what they do with new permutations of that gameplay. So the story and the characters, which I think A Way Out was really strong. in that regard. It Takes Two, I felt like I was hearing a couple that had been together for a really long time. This one, I'm right with them in the room, and I'm just thinking, I'm the only one that's not very annoying. I don't like these characters. I don't like this story.
I don't care about the story at all. That's not.
It's like, so I was thinking about it yesterday, and I just kept hearing in my mind the pitch for it saying, from the creative director of Ready Player One. And I'm sitting there thinking, I didn't like Ready Player One.
Wait, what? Are you making a joke? What is Ready Player One?
I mean, that's not who did creative direction for this, but it feels like the novel Ready Player One, where you're reading it and you're thinking, I might just be 10 years too old for this.
Oh. No, I mean, it's fine. The reason we played It Takes Two is because the gameplay was great. That whole game, I kept thinking, oh my God, these puzzles are good enough to be in a Zelda game. So that's why I liked It Takes Two. So,
well, the whole time you're also thinking, oh, I feel kind of invested in them getting through this, and I can see that their relationship is clearly falling apart, but they're forced to cooperate. This one, they just immediately went into it, and they were like, hi, I'm oil, and I'm water. We couldn't be more different. Whoa! And I just, not for me.
Well, we're going to beat it. We're going to see how we feel. But yes, the story is more fun and interesting and intriguing and engaging in It Takes Two. But I'm sure we'll have fun gameplay-wise, which is all I care about. Also, Taylor, I played and beat last night a little game by the name of Sayonara Wild Hearts. It just came out on PS5, and it's free on PlayStation Plus Extra.
Is it the motorcycle game?
Yeah, it's a motorcycle rhythm game. It's short. It's like an hour. But I beat that entire game, beat every single level, saw the credits, not one trophy popped. And I went, that's interesting. So I checked the trophy list, and all the trophies are so goofy. It's just like little riddles. There's a trophy for pausing really quickly 12 times. There's a trophy for doing the very first level, but doing the worst you can, just getting the lowest possible score, basically, which was easy enough to do. You just avoid picking up the little guys as you're playing. This music is so geespeep coded. She would adore this. This pop goofball nonsense. She would love.
Does she like rhythm games?
I don't know. She could do it. She could play it. But you got to play this game with headphones. The music is so important to it because it is a little rhythm game. I mean, it's not like Guitar Hero. You're moving around, but you're pressing buttons and trying to get little guys, and you'll do a bunch of stuff to the beat of the music. It's a fun little, cute little game. I recommend it, especially if you can play it for free. It's good.
When you first were saying that you had beaten Sayonara Wild Hearts, my head was confusing it with the Monster Hunter clone that came out for PS5 maybe 7 months ago. And I was just thinking, you beat that entire indie studio Monster Hunter game?
Yeah, it took a lot of work. Speaking of a lot of work, Taylor, I also played a great deal of Pokemon Sword and Shield to get my shiny Keldeo. That's right, I caught every single Pokemon.
Finally.
Ellipses or parentheses here. I should have all these Pokemon. It doesn't really make sense that I have to recatch a ton of them for the home dex, because you have to living dex has to be caught in that area and then you move it over. I don't know. But in the span of less than 7 days, I got both my shiny Manaphy from Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and my shiny Keldeo from Sword and Shield just by rushing through and just breeding a bunch of eggs and leveling up real quick. And it was a great way to do it. And I'm so excited to have all my shiny mythicals, and what a time to be alive.
Right? When the Switch 2 comes out, I'm going to buy it. Or have any tech specs been released on the Switch 2?
It's strong.
Is it going to be OLED?
Probably not. They're going to, there's a chance it'll launch with two models, OLED and not OLED, but it actually makes way more sense for them to launch it non-OLED and then get people to buy OLED later. So it's way more fiscally responsible, is that the term? Way more financially smart to not release it as an OLED first.
Right.
And it's going to be fine. I'm going to play it on my TV mainly. But it's stronger than PS4. You don't have to worry about that. Stuff's going to look great. It's going to launch with Master Chief Collection. It's going to be great. Pokemon Legends ZA is going to be on it. Everybody's going to love Switch 2.
I'm incredibly excited about it. I'm just, I felt so rewarded after getting the Switch OLED, and I have never felt like I was done so dirty by a developer as when the Steam Deck OLED edition came out. I spent, what was that, $650 on the first one with the air quotes limited edition carrying case and the etched glass, whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there, and then the OLED comes out, and I'm thinking, never again.
We won't get fooled again. Fool me once, we won't get fooled again, Taylor. In eating this week, I tried Domino's new Parmesan stuffed crust pizza. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. If you like Parmesan, that's fine.
I love Parmesan, but do they just stuff the crust with Parmesan? Or
it's just normal stuffed crust cheese. You know
with like a little Parmesan on top?
No, it's probably Parmesan in there. Also, I finally did it. I got my golden spoon from Coco Ichibanya. I should have prepared for this and showed you on the camera. Hold on. My final meal to get this was a delicious spicy teriyaki fried chicken.
Teriyaki.
Exactly. And the lady who redeemed my 200 points said, "Oh, congratulations. You earned it. And this spoon you can only get by going to Coco Ichibanya so much."
I gotta do that in 2 months. Is it still going to be around?
I don't know, girls. You better hurry.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to eat there on cooldown. Just every meal, Coco Ichikuri.
You're going to have to eat so much food to get enough
I'm not going to, because it's not one of those meals. Like, curry isn't a thing that just you process cleanly and you're good. Curry's one of those things where it takes you a little second to understand what's happening inside.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Did I ever go to the bathroom after eating a bunch of Coco Ichibanya, extra spicy, extra, also had a big old cherry chai.
I'm going to call them, and I'm going to say, I get there in May. You better have a golden spoon for
save
me.
a golden spoon for me, please. I've been drinking a lot of chai lately, actually. Regular
From
chai,
where?
dirty chai, cherry chai, Starbo, coffee bean, you name it. I like chai. I like dirty chai. I don't know what to tell you, girls.
The funny thing is, after going to Turkey so many times where the word for tea is chai, so I'm always like giving people tea, and I'm like, chai is tiramisu? And it's just so strange ordering a dirty chai now because my brain is like, dirty tea.
Well, chai, it's not just Turkey. It's chai and cha in a lot of the world. Ocha is in Japanese. Mm-hmm. That concludes my watch and play and eating of the week. Taylor, would you please like to discuss Mob Psycho today, or perhaps even Monster Hunter Wild?
I've been getting Guncan into anime a lot, and it's a tricky thing to get somebody into because a lot of people have the holdup of this is animated, therefore I don't like it. Now, while I have enough exposure to understand that that's just a kind of lack of information, I also really understand that there's a lot of goofball tropes in animated things. Even adult-oriented animation, I guess you would put like Rick and Morty or South Park. There's still a lot of things in that where you're like, this isn't for adults. This is geared towards immature people. So I've been really curating things. Cowboy Bebop,
wonderful
hard to watch these days.
What do you mean?
I love Cowboy Bebop. I own 2 different sets of it. I own the hyper rare Blu-ray edition, I guess. And I don't...
Girls? I've seen the series for sale on Amazon all the time. What you own that's rare is the movie. You own Cowboy Bebop, the movie, Knocking on Heaven's Door, and it comes with the Japanese dub on it, which... I've asked this before, but is it considered dub if it's the original language? Or just dub means anything? Any language?
I think it's always a dub.
Okay. But hold the phone, because I watched in English and I watched in Japanese relatively recently. What do you mean it's difficult to watch? That is a great show. Wonderful.
I'm not saying it's not a great show. It's one of my favorite shows. Love it. The episodes with Vicious are top tier. The problem is you have to be in a certain mindset, and you really have to be okay with how fillery the whole show feels.
No.
It's like The Wire, where the pacing is just old. It's not made for this generation where they can't even watch through an entire Instagram video. If a video doesn't hook her in less than 5 seconds, she scrolls past it. So I can't even look at Instagram with her.
What I'm trying to get across the point is that it doesn't matter if a Cowboy Bebop is filler. You're there for the vibes. Oh my God, my Taco Bell alarm's going off. I gotta get my $1 burrito supreme. Quickly, continue about what you were talking about while I get my $1 taco burrito.
So the pacing is very listless. It definitely feels a little lax a lot of the time. So she wasn't super into that.
You're there for the vibes. I love the listless. You're watching to get that feeling of ooh.
Yeah, I know. Me too. But I'm not her. I'm not new anime watchers. Don't make the first show Cowboy Bebop. Make the first show Death Note, or if they're into action-y things, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, or what we've been watching, which is Mob Psycho 100. Now, yes.
Would you recommend Attack on Titan? Wasn't that the big deal?
I only watched the first season-ish. I kind of fell off of it after, I think it had to have been season 1. And I was just thinking, this is a good story. I'm happy with where I'm leaving. But from what I understand, the ending is fantastic. So I need to go back and watch it.
I don't remember how much I've watched. Certainly first season, maybe second. I don't know. Anyway, continue. Mob Psycho.
I would say that's a good one to recommend to non-anime fans. I think they would like that because it's not too absurd. So we're watching Mob Psycho 100, which is in the same way that One Punch Man is, kind of a response to shonen, which I love as somebody who's seen a lot of shonen. But the way that the writing is in this show, like the animation's incredible, the soundtrack is incredible, the characters are all likable and all show ridiculous growth. This is the first time I'm watching season 3. I've watched seasons 1 and 2 maybe 4 times. And going into season 3, I was thinking, I don't know how you solve the problem that so many shows run into when you introduce a character that's incredibly strong. Normally, you start getting incredibly boring. A lot of shonen will do this, like Dragon Ball is like this, where it starts out as just a martial arts tournament, and at one point somebody jumps 20 feet in the air, and you're like, whoa. And by the end of it, it's just warring deities. And you're just like, oh, the power scaling is kind of a mess. This show goes into season 3 with such an unexpected angle and puts consequence on something in seasons 1 and 2. And I'm sitting there thinking, how I had to pause it. And I just kept saying, the world and the writing is so creative and interesting. And I care so much about these characters. Everybody needs to go out and watch season 3 because it really caught me off guard with the quality.
Interesting. Now, to be fair, Dragon Ball episode 1, people are jumping. Goku's jumping 20 feet in the air. So
yeah,
that's not a huge deal. But I didn't have it on here, but I have been sort of watching some Dragon Ball. Stop me if I've said this. I feel like I've said this, but I've been trying to watch Dragon Ball to get better at Japanese. But the problem is, I must have mentioned this. So please write in looklisteningcast@gmail.com and say you've repeated yourself. Don't do that again.
Send it 2 times.
Send it twice. Good one. I've read time and time again, if you are watching something in Japanese with English subtitles, you're not getting anything out of it because your brain short circuit, it just cuts out any learning at all. If you watch it with Japanese subtitles, then you're good. But the ways I have to watch don't have Japanese subtitles. So
because it's localizing it.
I do remember, I must have mentioned that I want to buy some maybe Dragon Ball Blu-rays that have the Japanese subtitles so I can read it in Japanese and listen to it in Japanese. But yes, I love Dragon Ball. It's wonderful.
Dragon Ball's great. It's a whole lot of fun. I kind of burnt out a little bit on Super just because it was really like the formula was really there. On my own, I've been watching One Piece, which is incredibly famous for its slow pacing. But it's all anybody who gives a manga that's being released over decades and being published in Shonen Jump a hard time for pacing just really needs to look into the Shonen Jump qualifications or requirements for you to write something. I'm surprised they crank out more than a page a week because these people just want Shonen Jump wants you to work you to the bone. And they're like, oh no, you have to have a new chapter every week of the year. You just have to. Sorry. So that translates to the anime.
Dragon Ball Daima just finished, so I guess I'll have to finish Super and watch Daima and watch original. I've read all the manga of original Dragon Ball, but I've never watched all the anime of original Dragon Ball. And I think there's extra stuff in there.
Yeah, we can watch that when I'm getting my golden spoon.
Golden spoon. Taylor, do you have something to say about slow cookers before we move on to Pokémon?
Almost. We're still doing this diet. It's really tough because when you start looking up nutritional requirements or nutritional like macros and everything for like a roll of sushi, and you're thinking, man, sushi should be a little bit better for you than it is.
Oh, just a little bit of rice, a little bit of seaweed, a tiny piece of raw fish. What are you talking about?
Yeah. It's healthy enough, but when you're really trying to do this goofball CrossFit diet plan that Guncan is doing, it's just miserable. So slow cooker has been activated. I'm now just slow cooking chicken and different stuff all the time. Last night I did a bunch of beef. I'm really going to enjoy Coco Ichibanya whenever I get there. That'll be the first carb I have in months.
Coco Ichibanya is so good. Coco curry. Everybody knows that's what it's called. Ichiban #1, Yamin store restaurant. So everybody go. No, I really am serious. If you have any opportunity to go to Coco Ichibanya, please do. Spice level 10, chicken cutlet, omelet with cheese. You can't go wrong, guys.
I would tell people spice level 5 just because not everybody likes spice.
And I would also say ask for some tonkatsu sauce on the side. They used to have the bottle. Now they just give packets of it, which is interesting. And they now have some of the powder on the table for you to use. I don't think it's shichimi togarashi, which is what I was using before they had it. And I just bought my own and put it on there. But it's a variant of shichimi togarashi. So just kind of a red pepper sort of guy. Definitely
going to second that. If you have a Coco Ichibanya, I would drive an hour and a half to eat Coco Ichibanya.
Yes, I traveled the world.
So good.
Okay, I've definitely said this before, but it is very funny that I traveled to Japan to eat Coco Ichibanya for the first time when it turns out I work very close to one. So, Taylor, it's time to move on to Good news of the week. Believe it or not, Sarah B reports this week more news for Pokemon.
I thought you were just going to go baloney is what I say.
Sarah B reports that the Pokemon Go Bug Out event has been announced. It adds Sizzlipede into the game. That's my boy, Taylor. He was on my team.
Oh, Sizzlipede and Centiskorch. Very good designs.
And look, it's your boy Cleavor in the picture. He's your favorite. God, can you imagine Cleavor?
My favorite Pokemon. He has a good shiny.
Also, he does. Also, the latest Pokemon Go The latest Take Two. The latest Pokemon TCG Pocket Wonder Pick event has begun. It adds new promo cards for Manaphy and Snorlax. And Taylor, I'll tell you right now, I was so scared because I noticed I had 2 missing promos in TCG Pocket, and I looked on Cerebi, and I saw these promos, and I went, what, did I miss a Chansey drop event? What's going on? And then the very next day, he reports, oh, okay, it just started. So I already got my Snorlax, I already got my Manaphy, just need to get my Snorlax. Every single time they do these events, Taylor, they try to make it easy for you to get both of them. So they'll have a Wonder Pick that is 5 of one and 1 of the other. And every single time I pick the one that is just the one of. So then I spend the next 2 weeks just desperately trying to get the one they tried to give to me for free. And it's always so
exact same thing happens to me. You remember me in Cresselia? I finally got one. But it's the first time I've ever completed every single challenge. Like, beat this challenge 10 times, beat this challenge 20 times, put a Pokemon to sleep, beat this with 3 stars or lower, or 3 diamonds or lower. And I got 1 Cresselia.
Wow. It was a little bit lower rate to drop the Cresselia, but not that low. Also, I'm seeing in the picture here, adorable, absolutely precious Piplup little card sleeves. So you should get those. God. Also, big news. Cerebi reports that the spectator interest list for the Pokemon 2025 World Championships is now live. So if you want to go as a spectator to the Anaheim Pokemon Worlds in 2025, sign up here. Joe Cerebi, he's pretty annoyed, though, actually, because unlike previous years, if you go to sign up and you're selected, it's only for you. You can add children to your ticket, but a lot of people go to Pokemon events with their significant others, right? Okay, well, the way this system works is you both have to be randomly selected. So if one of you is selected and one of you isn't, sorry, your significant other can't go with you. So a lot of people just aren't going to go because of this restriction, because they're not going to go without their partner that they go to every Pokemon event with. It's very odd.
Nintendo, they're going to change that.
Nintendo Museum does not work that way, luckily, because it also works on a lottery to be picked to buy the tickets for the new Nintendo Museum in Kyoto. So if you get picked, you get to buy another ticket for however many people. I think it's like...
Are scalpers really big in this forum?
You can't scalp these. It's all tied to you as a person. There's no way to exchange.
That's good.
And that concludes Poke News of the Week. Taylor, it is now time to discuss an episode of Pokemon. It's episode... Ooh, did I write what episode? Is it like 84 or something?
Probably. That sounds right.
84 of Horizons. Taylor, will you please tell us... Well, actually, please tell us what happened last time on Pokes. And I see a funny sentence here.
The place where heaven and earth meet is not what you were asking for. I'm going to open the doc and read the answer.
Well, you wrote that Dragonite delivered a package, which is not what happened to Liko, Roy, and Dot last week. So,
but didn't it?
They weren't. Oh! I don't know why I'm freaking out like it's the end of the world. But I did find out a very interesting bit of trivia, by the way, recently. You know how in Horizons they have the Naranja Academy? So it takes place in the Scarlet universe, and every other piece of media also takes place in the Scarlet universe we've seen, including the Ceruledge Poketoon.
Mm-hmm.
Dragonite takes place in the Violet universe because it's Uva Academy. How about that?
Huh.
I know. Big deal.
That'd be cool if all of the Poketoons took place in Violet and the main series took place in Scarlet.
That would be interesting. But again, Dragonite's not a Poketoon. It's just a Pokemon animation short done by Comix Wave Goofball Studio Deluxe, whatever it's called.
Previously on Pokemon, the kids are off to Laqua.
Wow. Great. Taylor, can you tell us what the name of this episode is in English? And if anybody heard him say it before, just forget that you heard. Because
the place where heaven and earth meet.
It's a very structured podcast. Now, I didn't even get
to peeping in on Geese.
I didn't even get to say in English. Okay, it's now time for me to say it in Japanese. Hold on. I listened to Liko say this so many times in it didn't sound like she was saying what I was reading. Okay, so this is probably going to sound off, but it's something along the lines of Tentochi ga deau tokoro. And Taylor, can I please get a geespeep one-sentence synopsis?
The 6 heroes are finally helping us.
That is sick. I'll give you a slight spoilers for how I feel about the episode. Beginning, maybe I was a little bored. By the time all the 6 heroes are coming out, I went, all right, sick. Yeah, we like this.
It's so funny because I had the exact opposite response where I was thinking, oh man, this is so mysterious. They're doing there's this little village and they're doing a little bit of investigation and Fritos is saying, I'm going to do investigating. And then the 6 heroes come out and it's like, oh, can you move this log?
All right. So we're going to have to see what the scores look like this episode. So it sounds like it's either a 0 or a 10. I don't know if you combine our opinion. Okay, guys, we open on beautiful Kumuri Town. Is that right? Kumuri? That sounds right, guys? It's freezing. What?
Is this village known to the rest of the world as like a location, or are they incredibly insulated?
I thought they found this village on the map, right? Or did they say it's not on the map?
I can't remember, but cool. I know that they live a hair's breadth, one river away from a legendary paradise.
Which is funny because we'll learn in this episode, nobody's ever even heard of Laqua. Maybe they call it something else. Maybe that's
what I'm
why.
thinking. If they call it something else, I'm going to lose my mind.
Guys,
if the rest of the world is like, Laqua's just a legend. And they're just like, oh, you mean the hot springs?
They're so close. They're so close to Laqua. Spoilers. They're at a very high elevation, Taylor. They're basically right at the clouds already.
It's chilly.
There's so few people here. Terapagos, he's in a good mood. I'll tell you that much. He thinks this is a great idea that we're here, so clearly we're going to be fine. We cut to maybe the earliest theme song I've ever seen in my life.
It actually caught me off guard because I thought I missed something.
Yeah. This episode, very early theme song, very late commercial break, because I thought I was near the end of the episode when we hit commercial break and went, what? Just now? Okay.
I thought it was the end of the episode too.
Yeah. So Fritos and the children arrive in the Uncharted 2 village, and Roy is very impressed with Tenzin working with the Turtonator and the Crustal and the rock mines. Ooh.
Tenzin from Avatar?
No, Tenzin.
Legacy of Korra?
Tenzin from Uncharted 2, Among Thieves.
Oh, was he also in Legend of Korra?
Yeah, same guy.
Sick.
Oh, no, Taylor. I hear what appears to be, seems like an argument near the town square. A young boy and perhaps his father? What is this I hear about Shiny Rayquaza bringing disaster? What is going on?
Well, if there's anything that very isolated villages love, it's people barging into their conversations.
Oh, God, they love it. They can't get enough of it, honestly. Do these people's hair look a little bit like Liko?
Kinda, but you can never tell in these things.
Are they all related? Who's to say? So, in this fun little tropical Mayan village, Fritos just marches on up to these villagers like he owns the place.
Hey, were you guys talking about Black Rayquaza?
Oh, God. The guy, the little boy is just screaming at the Rising Bolt tacklers, you need to leave!
Oh, it's so
very funny.
The whole time I'm sitting there, speaking of shonen and filler, they go in, I see that kid arguing, he turns his anger towards the gang, and I'm thinking, oh, great, I love a good episode of Naruto filler.
Oh, this is Naruto? Big Naruto energy here?
100%. If Roy was a little less adjusted and had fewer friends, this would be an episode of Naruto filler.
Oh, yeah. He's going to the Leaf Village. So, here's the problem. Little boy, his name's Yoo-Hoo or something. Yoo-Hoo, Fritos. Guys, can I just pat ourselves on the back for having food nicknames for everybody? Because it's just fun. On the Great Salami. We're having a good time here.
It helps you remember them, that's for sure.
That's for sure. So, Yoo-Hoo, here's the problem. He's convinced that his little Noibat ran away because Shiny Rayquaza showed up. Which, spoilers, I don't think that's the case.
I mean, as far as unsubstantiated wild claims blaming somebody clearly not involved, this one's actually kind of plausible, because if you have a little Noibat and a gigantic Rayquaza flies overhead and the Noibat runs away, I'd be like, yeah, those two are probably related.
Well, it's the old elder woman, the great-great-great-great-grandma, who's putting these wild ideas in his head, is what I'm thinking. And also,
what else are you going to do? No oxygen.
That's what Man says. Do we ever learn this man's name, Mustache Man, that may or may not be related to Yoo-Hoo?
The mayor?
The mayor of the town? Really?
Yeah, sure.
Mayor? Okay.
Yeah. Mayor.
Cool. Anyway, yeah, my great-great-grandma says Mustache Man, she's over 100 years old. She's seen Shiny Rayquaza when she was a little kid. I bet she'd know everything about any question you have.
Yep, but also, go away.
Yeah, get out of here, you.
Make sure you don't ask her. Just a dearth of information, a walking, talking library. Don't inquire about anything with her.
Taylor, my first thought was, oh my God, what if she knew when she was a little kid? That's right, Ristal, Lucius, Gibeon. What if...
My thought process was, I hope they were alive within the past 100 years, because I thought it was like 700 years ago with all the goofy fantasy armor.
No, it was 100 years ago. It was perfect. Just exactly 100. So, Frito says, sick. I'm going to interrogate the old woman. Now, look, I know old women. It's me, Fritos. She's going to be so overwhelmed if I bring 3 screaming kids and a bunch of Pokemon in there. So I'm going to talk to her by myself. You children, go explore the village by yourself. I'm sure you'll get a more welcome meeting than the boy who told you to leave.
I think he would have been so good at bringing Dot along. just sitting there asking a bunch of questions, never recording anything or taking pictures, because remember, she's retired from streaming, I guess.
No,
And
what are you talking about?
just being real quiet and like a little socially awkward and just being so polite. Grandma would have been like, oh, I love the next generation.
No, Dot sometimes still makes videos, I'm sure. So then we see a little hilarious Summer Sawsbuck just shaking their heads, trying to give the villagers little antler leaves. We see Amanda Buzz delivering some little packages, a Spiel watering the plants. Taylor, what a nice little village. I love this place. We should move in. The kids probably are thinking.
I like this place too. My problem is when I see certain Pokemon in the Horizons anime, I get very triggered if they have a really annoying presence in Go Battle League.
Oh,
so when I see Azumarill and when I see Mandibuzz, I just immediately start rolling my eyes and starting to plan my shield pressure.
Oh my God.
They're just so bulky.
Guys.
They can just take so many hits.
Nobody cares about PvP and Go. But anyway, this tranquil moment is interrupted by a screaming voice from the nearby spooky cave. What? Whose voice is that? Think the children. Is that Yoo-Hoo's voice?
Ooh. I mean, he's one of the only 4 people in the village.
To the cave. Ooh, Crocolore, thank you so much for lighting up this dark and spooky cave with your egg.
I was cracking up so much at that. Can you imagine being in like a dark hallway and you turn on your phone's light and just everybody in a semicircle around you thanks you?
Nah, he
one at a time. Oh, thank you for the light. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for the light. Thank you for turning your light on.
I love an episode of Horizons. You know, we've had this conversation before, but you know we're in a good episode when I don't even finish all my notes and you have multiple scenes of everybody saying thank you one at a time to fill up that 24 minutes. It's good stuff. Oh, look, we were right. It is Yoo-Hoo. And wait, is he being chased by a Noibat? No, that's his friend Noibat. He found him, so I guess everything's fine. Oh my God, it's a bunch of Vibrava. Just millions of them.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Oh,
I was so terrified. I've never seen Pokemon flock like that.
Yeah, they're going to town, and now not only are they chasing Yoo-Hoo, they're chasing all the kids. Yoo-Hoo.
I thought you were going to say, not only are they chasing Yoo-Hoo, they're chasing Tee-Hee.
Yeah. Then we cut to the old lady. Taylor, she doesn't have her teeth in, so we can't understand a word she's saying. Luckily, Mayor Mustache is here to translate her gums. Apparently, she's saying, "What did you wish to hear about?" And I'm going to tell you right now, when Frito says the words "shiny Rayquaza,"
I thought she was having a heart attack.
Buraku Kuroi Rayquaza, she loses it. She does a big gibbly face with those big open eyes. Honestly, she's about to put her teeth in. It's that important.
My God.
Yep. So here's the thing, Taylor. When Grandma-san was 3 years old, she saw shiny Rayquaza. It came out of the volcano, but actually turns out it wasn't a volcano the whole time, but there was a big explosion. But yeah, I wonder what's going on over there. Also, there was some weird guy, and then he had long hair, but also there was another weird guy. But he had long hair as well also, but he looked like a scholar. But he got hurt, Taylor, in the explosion. And so Grandma Chan's mom actually tended to his wounds. So I wonder if they're all related. Could be. Florence Nightingale.
There can't be that many people here.
Nah,
they have to be related.
They probably moved out.
To where?
I don't know, the big city. Probably.
I hope there is a huge advanced city in the middle of Laqua.
Oh, yeah, but you got to be... Don't you remember, spoilers? They have an entire... I think Exceed has an entire branch in the middle of Kurumi Town.
Really?
Kurumi Town. You don't remember? You don't remember?
Oh, yes, I do.
Liko spotting it, and then there was... Well, spoilers, big spoilers. Okay, guys. We cut back to the kids. They escaped the Vibrava. Thank goodness. Once again, Yoo-Hoo got a little hot temper. Got more like a hot chocolate, am I right? He's always fighting with Roy. Always arguing with him.
I want to know how you would develop a personality like Yoo-Hoo's with such limited exposure to people.
He probably watches TV. Probably gets angry watching the wrestlers.
They have service up there?
Yeah, remember they didn't lose cell service until they started climbing even higher up into the clouds. So.
He does also really want to be a Pokemon master, and that's just a very funny goal for him.
Who, Yoo-Hoo or Roy?
Yeah, Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo is still blaming the children for bringing Rayquaza and bringing disaster. But I guess somehow they overcome their differences because then they just introduce themselves to each other. So great, cool. But is important to note, at this point in the tale, Yoo-Hoo still convinced that it's Rayquaza's fault that his Noibat was in a cave. So,
yeah, wild that a bat would go into a cave.
Incredibly strange. Roy still disagreeing. Now, here's the problem, Taylor. We're a bunch of kids. We're trapped in a cave. Vibrava's blocking the exit. What are we going to do? Have we seen this plot line multiple times? Yes.
Who's to say?
Also, I already said everything that happened with Old Woman pretty much, but we cut back to her. Then we cut back. Oh, one bit of information I forgot to leave out of Grandma's story. When she's talking to Frito, she mentioned that after the explosion, it was dark for 3 days and 3 nights.
Yeah, which is kind of sick.
I think maybe Zygarde was up to something.
Or it was a volcano.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And she leaves Fritos with this important message. Be careful, Fritos, if you're climbing up that mountain. We're back to the kids. I'm going to be on a level with you at this point in the episode. I'm thinking, oh, no. Oh, God. It's just Liko doing her Liko thing of, I'm going to try to reason with these wild Pokemon and say, Vibrava, please, can we just pass? They don't speak English. Sorry. All right, let's battle them. Taylor, This is my least favorite part of the episode. As you may be able to tell by the tone of my voice.
Get him, gang.
It's just the cycle, rinse and repeat. Go Kilowattrel, Uproar. Go Tinkatuff, Play Rough. It's super effective on dragons.
Oh, no way.
Yoo-Hoo, by the way, he's not bored like me. He's saying, wow, these guys are great trainers. I love these guys. They're so sick.
I can't believe what I'm seeing with my own 2 eyes.
Hatchram, heal your friends with a heal pulse after the little dragon attack from the Vibrava.
Yeah, get him.
Oh my God, more Vibrava showing up. Return Tinkatuff.
It's just a never-ending supply of enemies.
Quaxwell, use Aqua Cutter. Crocalor, disarming voice. And when Florigato was told to use Magical Leaf, I about lost it. And I thought to myself, man, that Dragonite thing we watched last week sure was good, huh, Taylor?
Oh, it was sick. Wow. It's funny when you're watching an episode of this and you're thinking about the score you gave the last thing that we watched, and that score is just going up in my head, and I'm like, man, what a 9.6 that was, huh?
No, we grade on a scale, so Horizons get a different score than a big Pokemon animation by a big beagle. Yeah. But okay, Noibat, yeah, he was scared of 10 million Vibrava, but here's the thing. He's a little bit inspired by all these Pokemon battling so sick. Noibat says, put me in, coach. I want to battle too. Dragon Claw. Oh my God, he made a path for us. Everybody run out the cave. We did it. Great work, Yoo-Hoo. Oh my God. Much like every episode of the Horizons anime, they then come to the conclusion that, oh, Yoo-Hoo, you goofball. You Yoo-Hoo, honestly, TBH.
Hello.
It wasn't Rayquaza that scared your little Noibat. It's because you guys were training in the darn cave. You walked into a Vibrava territory. So of course he was going to fly away in a cave. He was running away from 10,000 Vibrava.
I laughed so hard at this exchange because you have this really headstrong guy. You guys get out of my village. You're bringing nothing but bad omens and you're scaring all the Pokemon. And they're like, what if it's you? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, he says, yeah, you guys are right. Sorry about that. Go, man.
So fast. I wish, didn't question it. It made as much sense as a giant Rayquaza flying overhead scaring things.
Yeah.
And but he's then just nah, you guys, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are right. Also, you guys are so sick. You're such great trainers. And I know this is made in Japan, but I was the whole scene of the kids acting as if they're surprised someone would think they're good trainers is a bit much. Clearly, you guys are strong trainers. Before. clearly you guys are strong trainers. Can you just start to think about your accomplishments a little bit? You were led into Area Zero. You've beaten the champion of the Elite Four in Paldea. Come on, guys, please.
I just keep thinking of you command the 6 heroes alike.
Yeah.
You're on a destined quest against the best of the evil organization. You come out on top repeatedly. You've traveled the globe. You've fought everybody who fights. And you're like, oh man, what? Oh, me? This little villager that's never seen a battle think I'm good at battling? Okay.
Nah. They were even in a paranormal magazine for being great at battling, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. At this point, Fritos calls Dot on her cell phone and says, "Get back to the ship, kids." But Captain Pikachu on Frito's shoulder senses a bit of treachery nearby. Is there eavesdropping? Oh my God, some suspicious eyes. It's Chelsea, Taylor, like I spoiled before. She's behind a wall, and she walks into the Exceed branch in Kamuri Town.
It is very fun. She also really looks like a Shaman King character.
Oh, yeah. Then we cut to the Great Salami. Frito says that Rayquaza's up on the summit. Everybody get dressed for the snow. We're climbing up the mountain. And I'm telling you this right now, Taylor. These animators, they love the winter outfit look. Think about how many episodes of this show have been in their winter outfits. I was just looking through thumbnails in their winter arc. It was minimum 6 weeks of them in the winter garb. They love that outfit. They love drawing it, I guess.
It's a good outfit.
Okay, it's just going to be us again, Fritos and the kids. All you good rest of you guys, you just watch the ship, commercial break. And then I said, wow, it's still going, huh?
Yep.
Taylor, there's a big surprise after we return from the commercial break. Dot's cold. Wow.
No, next thing you're going to tell me is she doesn't like hiking up a mountain.
Oh, my God. And this is what I mentioned earlier. Liko notices the explorer's compound and says, oh, what's that? I wonder. Oh, no, Taylor. The cliff is in front of us, and it's big.
Darn it.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. I could give up, is my guess.
Well, that is what I would do too, give up. But luckily, Terapagos has their back. For the first time ever, they decide, oh, wait a minute. We have all these incredibly strong Pokemon. Why don't we just ask them for help sometimes? Yeah. So Terapagos goes, Arboliva, come out and help everybody. And Arboliva says, sure. And they start to play the kind of a cool remix of the Terra Raid music from Scarlet and Violet, which was fun.
That was the best part of the episode, I'm going to say, is the music.
So Arboliva helps them up a cliff, and then they reach a giant raging river. So Lapras comes out, and they ride Lapras. But, oh, my God, there's a rock in the way. So Cleavor comes out, and Cleavor helps them break some rocks. And, oh, wow. Taylor loves Cleavor. Please send Taylor Cleavor plushes.
It was just a funny little interaction. Like, Arboliva just imagine calling somebody to come help you. This is like, let's just say the strongest person in the world, that 7-foot Swedish dude who lifts the big rocks or whatever.
Yeah, really.
And you're like, oh, can you help me carry my backpack from my car to my house?
Yes.
Like, that's how every step of this felt. Also, the Lapras one was very funny. Because Lapras is going on this river, King of the Seas, owned a little pirate combine, and is just going straight. And all the kids are saying, oh no, watch out. As if Lapras couldn't change directions. And I'm just picturing Lapras going, I'm going straight. I don't care what's in front of me. And they have to call out Cleavor to break all the boulders in the river because Lapras can't stop going straight for some reason.
I thought the exact same thing. Well, Lapras, what? Is everybody going to drown now because there's a rock there? Very odd. All right, well, we're climbing even further and further up, and now we lose our cell signal. Now we can't watch television any longer. Well, guys, we better stick together because we can't communicate any longer. Oh, my God, Taylor, what's this Indiana Jones boulder coming to get us?
Oh, no.
Gouging fire. Move it out of the way with your little head guy.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Perfect use for gouging fire.
Yep.
That's what I would have called it to do.
Yep.
It couldn't have been Cleavor.
Yep. It was a big boulder, guys. Come on. It was perfect for his little headgear guy.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to get to see all the 6 heroes helping our travelers, the Rising Voltaclers, up the mountain. I
wanted at this point when I was like, okay, so they're just rotating through each one and each one's going to do something borderline inconsequential compared to their strength. I thought they were just going to get through all of them and then call Shiny Rayquaza and just fly the rest of the way up the mountain.
Well, I think Shiny Rayquaza, like, he already flew ahead of him, so they're trying to reach.
No,
they don't have him right now. He's already up there. Okay, let's keep walking. Oh my God, a Nidoking and a Tyranitar blocking the way. And I think to myself, what are we gonna do? We better call out Arceus for this one. But no, Galarian Moltres. Take 3. Galarian Moltres will do the trick. Use an attack. All right.
Use Mystery Attack.
Yep, it saps all their energy, so let's just keep walking.
And doesn't one of them yell out like, "Oh, that's Galarian Moltres for you"?
Yep, classic Galarian Moltres.
Yep.
Then we get a little Liko in her monologue. Doesn't matter. Not important. And we reach the clouds. Oh my God, Taylor. Is this truly where heaven and earth meet? Oh, I forgot to mention, they did drop the title during the old lady talk. She said it's where heaven and earth meet, and here we are, where heaven and earth meet.
I thought you meant Pokemon Horizons.
Yeah, this truly is Pokemon Horizons. The music playing right now, I gotta say, it's sort of Looney Tunes. Not in a silly way, but there are episodes of Looney Tunes that sound identical to this music. Right before it starts with a really screechy violin. It's just the sort of music that plays in a spooky forest in a Looney Tunes cartoon.
They did have a perfectly spherical boulder rolling down part of a mountain that was shaped like a chute.
Yeah, this is a big Looney Tunes episode. Taylor, I cannot wait to hear what this sounds like in English with some MIDI circus music. It's going to be great. Well, we made it. Here it is. Laqua, covered in clouds. Ooh, kind of looks like Area Zero, the Great Crater. That's neat. Taylor, Terapagos then screams, and it says to be continued. The episode is over.
Yep,
cool.
It's crazy.
Sick.
It's not even dusk.
What? Oh my God, we didn't reach sunset and the episode's over. How about that? Geespeep's not here, so I'm gonna have to take over Professor Frito's duties. This one's about Palmy. You know, the Pokemon that had so much to do with this episode. Not Noibat, not Vibrava, but Palmy. Okay?
Yep.
Interesting decision.
We were all thinking about Palmy the entire episode, and don't try to trick yourself otherwise.
Okay. Well, here's the thing about
when they were in that cave, I was thinking it's a shame that they only have Crocalor there, because they really could have used Palmy.
Yeah. Honestly, the writers need to know that if Palmy's not on screen, all the other characters should be asking, where's Palmy? So here's the thing about Palmy, guys. He's just a little guy. He's just a baby. Not strong enough yet to build up a bunch of electricity in his cheeks, so he has to use his little paws. So that's what he does, and that's the answer to Frito's question of the week. They show a bunch of clips from Palmy from dozens of episodes ago. Not this episode, because I don't even think Palmy showed up. Maybe he was in the background of one frame. I don't know. But the animation's a little bit cute because it's a bunch of Palmies trying to make some electricity with their cheeks, but they can't. So Captain Pikachu shows up, helps them out a little bit, rubs his cheek against their cheek, and they make a bunch of electricity. Very adorable. Fun. Frito Seminar. Frito Seminar better than the episode? I don't know. Ooh, coming right off of Dragonite. This is going to be a hard one to score.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's think this through. Was I bored sometimes? Yes. Was I upset at rinse and repeat? Yes. Do I like new villagers and Beautiful Village and seeing finally the 6 heroes helping out the kids? I do like that. So for that reason, Taylor, what's your score? How did you feel about it?
For that reason, I'm out.
Yep.
Boy. I'm surprised that this episode wasn't just a PowerPoint presentation. 'Cause did anything happen? Not really. I thought that all the Vibrava were going to have some really cool opportunities for group synergizing attacks, which they've done a bunch before, where they're like, ooh, use Magical Leaf, now set it on fire, or whatever. I thought there was going to be a lot of cool stuff with that. Seeing all the Vibrava moving around during the battle would have been sick, but they didn't really take advantage of that. I like the village. I like the 3 villagers, and even a plot filler kid. I like that.
Yoo-hoo.
I wish they had Yoo-hoo have a little bit more of a, I've seen this on TV. This is a real Pokemon battle, and that would have been cool.
I was gonna say this is a real Pokemon.
Not like my Noibat. Overall, do I feel like this episode was necessary? No. Was there good interaction between the characters that showed character development? No. Were the fights cool? No. But when the 6 heroes of light finally help out the kids, did they make a really cool, impactful moment out of that? No. I'm going to give this like a 7.
Ooh, 7.0?
I actually, you know what? 6.5. I don't think
that's low.
I just don't think this episode is worth watching.
Wow.
You could go from previous episode to next episode, and I guarantee you're fine.
Hang on. Taylor's out of his gourd. Somebody call the police. The mental institutions. I'm giving it an 8.0 because that's an obscenely low score. 6.5, you kidding me? All the 6 heroes are here. You get to see all the Pokemon in the village. That was cool.
They just don't do anything.
No.
They call in gouging fire to move a boulder.
That was sick. I like that. That was one of my favorite parts. We got grandma with no teeth. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's on the floor laughing their behinds off because grandma puts her teeth in, Taylor. Come on now. 8.0, 6.5. Not a great episode. We may be a little biased because we just watched Dragonite, so I'm not sure. It is definitely not the worst Horizons I've ever watched. I've watched plenty of Horizons. I went, wow, that was bad. I didn't like that. This one was, back and forth. It was boring sometimes. I was laughing so hard when Liko says, because I didn't even mention it in the review or the plot rundown. But in her inner monologue, she thought to herself, wow, I wonder if Lucius climbed up here and the 6 heroes did the exact same for him. And I just thought, that's such an unimportant, useless line. So unnecessary.
That pretty much describes the whole episode.
8.0. Everybody's having fun.
You just don't learn anything.
Nah.
There's nothing. It's like, we're on our way to Laqua, being led by one of the Pokemon that is famous for hanging out in Laqua. Let's go to this village. Hey, is Laqua up there? I don't know. I'll bet Laqua's up there.
Guys, the old lady, she did Ghibli face. Come on.
Yeah, her proportions were exactly hamburgerish enough to be in a Ghibli movie.
Ghibli. Well, you see how French.
Is that how you say it?
You can say both in English. If you want to look at the kana, I think it's more like Ghibli. But, Taylor, that concludes no more words.
Wait, what was your score?
8.0.
Okay. All right.
It was fun.
I
had a good time.
Yeah.
That concludes our episode discussion. No more discussion is allowed. Taylor, will you please read our question from Shiny Sylveon this week? I texted it to you so you can read it easier.
Yes.
With the subject line, Happy Go Chansey. And you can begin with Happy.
I love when I'm scrolling up to go on 4 messages up on WhatsApp, and it's like, oh, what do you mean? February 2024? There we go. Happy Go Chansey. Hello, Shiny Sylveon. Happy almost St. Patrick's Day. Turns out, guess who doesn't know when St. Patrick's Day is? It's me.
It's next week.
It's next week?
Enjoy the 3-week clover.
Oh, my. Okay. I actually don't celebrate it because it's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Shiny Sylveon. I hope you better guilt everybody into giving you a bunch of St. Patrick's themed gifts and just milk it. Anyway, on to the question.
Shamrock Shake for
get a bunch of Shamrock
Shake for Shiny Sylveon birthday. Happy birthday, Shiny Sylveon.
Yeah, happy
the Shiny Sylveon happy birthday Shamrock Shake
it's
episode of Lookless and Cast.
The luck of the Irish. From True.
Luck of the Irish.
Anyway, on to the question. Have you ever gotten excited about Pokemon in front of somebody who's not a fan and ended up in an awkward moment? Once, I was playing TCGP and I pulled a full art. I must have gasped louder than I thought because my mom heard from across the room and asked if I was okay. That is very fun. P.S. I watched the shiny Murkrow, I watched the Murkrow Poketoon. Taylor, that's me, was right. Those end credits were a masterpiece.
Murkrow is not shiny, Taylor. Why are you adding shiny?
Yeah, I know. I was reading Shiny Sylveon and Murkrow.
Well, there you
when
go.
You had your arms out, I thought I had read the entire email with my mic muted.
No. My initial answer to you was going to be, Shiny Sylveon, oh, no, you don't get embarrassed with Pokemon. You just got to own it and be confident about it because most of the planet adores Pokemon. It's a wonderful thing. And I was going to bring up this time when I was doing an interview for a short film I was in. And they asked me, basically, it was like, the question was, what's your why? And it just means, what's your reason for living? And I said, probably Pokemon. And I pulled out my Pokeball, which at the time we used which was in style at the time, to catch shiny Pokemon with, the Pokeball Go The one that came with Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Not the new tiny compact one, but the one you actually had to press the button and hold in your hand. And I was going to say, that's what you really have to do. But then I remembered, no, I have an answer to your question. It was a jury duty when my Pokeball in my pocket accidentally went off and Pikachu started doing a lullaby in the middle of jury duty, and I had to quickly silence it. And juror next to me, the woman noticed it, I think. And then after jury duty was over, I walked up to her and I said, "Oh, sorry about that. Now I can get to catching Pokemon," and showed her my Pokeball. And I thought her reaction was going to be, "Oh, that's cool. That's funny. Whatever." She just said, "Oh, yeah, my kids would like that." And I went, "Okay."
That's good.
I
wish that somebody had said, "Are we going to enter this in as a defense exhibit?" Or whatever they say.
Strike that from the record. The Pikachu lullaby from my Pokeball Go Plus Plus. So yes, I have had a very awkward moment thinking I would be responded to with, "Oh, sick, a Pokeball," and instead just treated like just a freak. She just went, "Oh, okay." So
I have so many of these. And it's so awkward it's so awful because I never feel uncomfortable ever. Like there are maybe 10 times in my life I've felt uncomfortable in social situations. Pokeball plus and I have such a hateful, spiteful relationship.
Taylor, you keep making noise with something. Every sentence.
It's me hitting the desk.
Please go ahead.
It's just seized by fury. I have had Pokeball plus flip out of my pocket in multiple locations. One was at a birthday dinner, and my aunt looked at the ball that the waiter had picked up and said, "Whose is this?" Showing me the Pokeball emblem. Not even showing me the dark blue side to save face. Showing me the ball. And my aunt goes, "Oh, is that Pokemon?" And I, an adult, had to say, "Yeah." I have also had it fall out in water polo tournaments. I have had it fall out. No, not when I'm. Oh, that'd be so sick. Get some real steps in.
Pokemon Go plus to your Speedo.
It's like a little baggie. No, ref, it's fine. It won't interfere at all.
Okay, so many magic.
Hang on. I'm out of storage. I've had it fall out of my pocket in Michelin star restaurant where it just falls onto the floor, and giant group behind us who's all Instagramming their meals and everyone's taking pictures with the beautiful view because it's on an island. And just one of them says, "Oh, is this yours?" And I have to say yes. And everybody's just staring at me because, again, I'm a large adult. This isn't like I shouldn't be walking around with a Pokeball plus. If you see me on the street, you're not thinking, "Oh, that guy's really into Pokemon."
He's tall. He's not obese.
Oh, my God. And then all the times where I'm playing Pokemon, going into elevator in the middle of the night, because I do routes at night when I'm watching the dog for my mom. I go into the elevator, I'm tapping because I'm fighting a GBL battle or I'm trying to catch something. Dog is starting to bark at just random college-age kids streaming into the elevator at 12:45 in the morning. I'm sitting there in pajamas playing Pokemon. Dog's going off the charts with anger. And they're all just staring at my phone as I'm trying to catch a Froakie. And it just doesn't stop. None of it ever stops. Do I get excited about it all the time? Yes. Do I show Guncan, who I play with? Yes. Is she completely unimpressed? Also, yes. So, Shiny Sylveon, this is a question that resonates with me on multiple levels.
Yeah. I remember dropping my Pokeball and then some nice Japanese girls ran up and tried to give it to me.
Oh, that would be such a dream scenario because they get it.
Because
they're like, "Oh yeah, Pokemon, the biggest thing in the world. Oh yes, we watch anime as our main form of entertainment."
Well, that's actually a little bit of a misconception. There's plenty of Japanese people that don't watch anime, but anyway, I think
it's more prevalent over there than here.
Yeah, and they did their stereotypical Japanese girl giggle. Taylor, thank you for answering the question. Myself, thank you for answering the question. Shiny Sylveon, thank you for asking the question. And happy birthday, St. Patrick's Shiny Sylveon Shamrock Shake Week. I'll tell geespeep to wish you a belated birthday next week. I better remember. Taylor, you better email me to remind geespeep to tell Shiny Sylveon happy belated birthday.
Okay.
Taylor, it's time to move on to the wrap-up. Look, Listen, Cast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Please like and comment so it shows it to more people. Thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can go to him. You can watch him. Twitch.tv/Keith_square. Nope. Take two. Keith Squared. It's Twitch.tv/Keith Squared. Take it away, Taylor.
Thank you for the boilerplate, Professor Ticklebits. I don't care about the website.
Twitch.tv/Prof_Ticklebits. Please recommend this podcast to your friends, family, nephews, nieces. There's 0 swear words.
Not one swear.
And
Although
please
I did get very heated thinking about all the times my Pokeball Plus has betrayed me.
It's true. Please send questions to looklistencast@gmail.com. Like Shiny Sylveon. We'll see you next week. Geespeep, will she be here? Probably. Maybe.
Ooh, who knows?
Certainly. Hope so. All right. Goodbye, everybody. We're saying goodbye a couple times, 3 times, twice.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Maybe.
Goodbye.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geespeep. Thank you for listening to the Geespeep Productions podcast.
Geespeep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geespeep Enterprises is a Dow 30 company